Hello Internet, I'm coming to you from the land of the never-ending flu. I think I need an exorcist at this point. As someone very wise on TikTok said, I think, it's called garbage can, not garbage cannot. So despite feeling like absolute trash, I woke up this morning, I decided to refresh my hair, do some makeup, and trying to film a podcast because I feel way too trash to go out and socialize. But I don't know. I have just a very small finished object and a few works in progress, so I thought, I could just film a small podcast and not necessarily care if my voice is quite nasally because on my sweatpants and full face of makeup, but life is all about balance. So anyway, I'm not wearing any knitwear today because all of my summer knits are in storage and my winter knits are way too warm because we've had a little bit of a heat spike here in Italy, climate change, yeah. For me, not wearing any knitwear, we should skip to the usual standard podcast format to finished objects, and I have just one finished object, which is fresh from the block, the Musselburgh hat that I showed you in my last haul video, that I've knit with indie dyed Icelandic yarn from Vatnsnes. I'll have all the links below. And knitting for Olive soft Mohair in the shade, I think it was dark ochre? No, dark mustard. So anyway, not sure if you're familiar with the Musselburgh hat pattern. It's a stockinette hat with an optional brim, and one thing that's interesting about this pattern is that it's just it's double folded. You start at one point. They say you have to do like a special cast on. I just do a long tail cast on. Anyway, you start increasing a little bit and then you measure your gauge, and at that point you follow all of the guidelines for how many stitches you have to cast on eventually for your size, and then you knit straight down, completely mindless, stockinette in around up until a certain point that the pattern tells you, depending on your size, and then you start decreasing. So I still have to weave in the last thread. It's like a made to measure. So this is how it looks like. And the cool thing about this is that, of course, you can wear it like a little bit slouchy over here, like this. You can fold it however you want. Here it is. Hope you can see it clearly. What I love about this is that, of course, it's an incredibly written pattern. It's very thorough and it gives you a lot of tips regarding different gauges, sizes. You have a mobile version. It is an incredibly written pattern. It's one of the most popular on Ravelry, and rightfully so, because it not only is a very nice finished product, it's in a very empowering pattern that it's almost more like a recipe rather than a direct, very strict instructions. And what I love about this is that of course it gives you the opportunity to wear it with a quadruple folded brim that you can rise however, so you can choose to have a more shorter hat. someone that is a little bit longer with a smaller brim, or you can just wear it like this, almost like slouchy. Yeah, I think it's absolutely an incredible pattern, the one that I would absolutely recommend to anyone, especially if you're like me and like to always have some very mindless project on the go for when you are going to the for when you're going to the movies, commuting, or something else. Of course, aside from the increase and decrease rounds, here you have a lot of mindless stockinette, and I think this pattern was designed to use just one skein of fingering weight yarn. I did have some leftovers, but I would say my gauge is a little bit thick, so because I held it with mohair. So definitely I think if I had knitted this without mohair on a slightly smaller gauge, I would have just definitely finished and used up all of my incredibly gorgeous hand-dyed Icelandic yarn. I think I've mentioned the qualities of those yarns already in my previous videos. What I can say is that the finished result is absolutely incredible. It's flowy, it's beautiful. The merino is incredibly soft and round and beautiful to work with. Of course, we know the mohair is very popular for a reason, I would say, and that color is specifically, I think, absolutely a beautiful gold. Sadly, I have to part with this because I've made this for a friend. I actually had finished it right in time for her birthday, but I was way too sick to deliver it to her, and she's leaving, or maybe I think she has already left. So this is gonna okay, back to business. Yeah, this is gonna be delivered on around Christmas. Not that I particularly like Christmas, but just I couldn't make it to see her in time for her birthday, and I hope she'll appreciate it. I know she loves this color, and it actually looks great on her. It's one of their, I think, one of her favorite colors. So I hope she'll enjoy it and wear it. I am quite sure this is gonna keep her warm because it's double, if not quadruple wool and mohair. So it's very good. That was my one and only finished object. This big boy over here, the can't remember, GoGo Dynamo, yes. This is MCAL, the GoGo Dynamo. So I am like almost done with Clue 2. I was on track with Clue 1, but then there came the time to do brioche, and brioche with single-stranded mohair at that. So that was fun. I don't mind doing brioche at all, but with single-stranded mohair, it's a bit of a slog. And also with this cough, the mohair was like triggering my coughing fits, so I couldn't really knit for a long period of time. So I'm quite far behind on this project, and of course, all of the clues have already been published, so I don't think I'm doing any spoilers. I think this construction was very fun, and I really liked it. I think what I'm gonna do is when I finish clue 2, I would actually skip onto clue 4 and do the top part of the shawl, and then I would do the wedge border, and I don't think I'm gonna do the wavy border after that. Well, I'm enjoying the process either way, aside from Mohair coffin fits. I've already spoken about them in my previous haul when I showed you the skeins and the box that had arrived. These are still 2 full skeins, and yeah, I already know this base. It's beautiful to work with. I love the colors. The hair that I'm using is Knitting for Olive, this incredibly bright orange color. I'm loving how these are interacting together. It's very autumnal. This smells pretty intensely of sheep. Not that I don't mind. I like sheep, and your hands don't stink when you work with it. But I was a little bit I don't know, surprised by that. The other skeins of Life in the Long Grass singles weren't so sheepy. Smells like a country. So when it comes to this project, I didn't really vlog anything yet. I was a little bit discouraged by the fact that I was sick. I was having these coffin fits, and of course I was way behind the project timeline. But embrace your pace, first of all, as Steven says, and enjoy the process. So what I plan on doing is more like a project spotlight video once I'm done with this. I've seen a lot of other project roundup videos, and I see a lot of people time themselves, having a timer to see how much it takes for them to knit different clues and stuff. But I don't know, I'm not a professional like that. So what I've decided to do instead is time myself based on how many horror movies do I watch. So I am only watching horror movies while knitting this, and so far I've watched, I think, 12, 15. So my plan for the project roundup video is, of course, speaking about the project, and also do almost like a tier list of all of the movies that I've watched, because I think us knitters and crafters are quite avid movie watchers. A lot of us like to have something on when we're crafting, or actually we like to craft while we're watching, probably because, you know, our brain is never engaged enough, you know, unless we're doing something with our hands. So I don't know, I thought it could be fun. And of course it was October, and I was inspired by this very incredibly gorgeous, vibrant blood red. Yeah, I hope that's gonna be just fun. I started this, I think it was September. Yes, I started this right after I came back from Iceland, and I got sick right back after I came back. But then I got a little bit better, and then I got sick again, so yeah. And this is the Aniela Hat. It's a brioche beanie, really cute pattern, well written, and it's designed to use like a worsted weight yarn plus a boucle, so you have 2 different textures. I used 2 scrap yarns. Like I'm at the point when I have to do decreases, so it's almost done. And of course, with the nature of this being brioche, it's gonna be completely reversible pattern that I would recommend if you like an idea of like a simple brioche beanie. This is drops Puna, the color 07, it's a light gray. It's a 100% alpaca yarn, which is incredibly soft and warm. I don't find alpaca itchy, but you might, depends. And it's I think it's a light, I would say a thick fingering or like DK weight, but it has some very nice fluffy halo, because it's alpaca. And I've paired this with this random ball of yarn from Laine du Nord, Aran Tweed, in the color 9, and it's 50% wool, 30% alpaca, and 20% viscose. As you can see, this one is more like a DK worsted weight, and it's a beautiful mustardy yellow brown with blue, green, and cream speckles. It's soft, but it has a little bit of roughness to it, and I don't know, I just had that one skein, and I thought I could do something that is like gold and silver. I don't know, I just wanted to have a quite mindless project to work on while I was a little bit sick. Yeah, almost done, and I should really push myself to finish it, because it's very soft and squishy and comforting. Of course, brioche is that way. It's just majestic. The combinations are endless, and you're using actually very little of both of the yarns, so I think it would be great if you have like random balls or scraps. It takes a little bit more to work on, of course, since it's brioche, but actually you're working with very little stitches, because brioche is very chunky and hefty, so it's almost like you're knitting with a bigger gauge. Like this is 3.5 millimeter needles, but of course, being brioche, it looks quite chunky, and I'm not sure if that's just me, that my gauge like blows up when I knit brioche, but I don't mind it. So I'm done with, I would say, active works in progress. I have 2 hibernating projects that are more like summer fibers. I was at Knit in Florence last week, and it was incredible. It was majestic. There were so many crafters and dyers. It was beautiful. I have a reel on my Instagram regarding my experience there. I have some goodies. I didn't go crazy. It's way too easy to go crazy there, because of course there are so many incredible, beautiful hand-dyed skeins, and there are a lot of shops there as well, so I get to pet some lovely yarn from brands that I don't have direct access to, so I can just gauge and have an idea if I would like them or not. For example, I love the look of Isayer Aran Tweed. I think it's beautiful, but when you touch it, it's very dry and prickly and very sheepy, so even though I love it, I wouldn't probably, for example, choose it for maybe a sweater. So it's nice to go around and pet stuff. Of course, I had to stop by Francesco's booth, Dare Common Yarn. I did buy from him at the convention 2 years ago, like a sweater quantity of Dynasty in the colorway Necromancy. That's the yarn that I used for my Ingrid sweater. And he didn't have any Dynasty base at the convention. There were a lot of like sock yarns and shawl yarns and fingering weights, which are stunning, absolutely stunning. But I'm trying to contain myself. But once I saw this, I was like, it has to be mine, you know. I got this. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Yeah, just look at this color. It's the most incredibly vibrant magenta based royal purple, and I think, yeah, the color is incredible, but also the base. This is the BFL silk, so 55% Bluefaced Leicester and 45% silk. And you know how I feel about silk. It's beautiful. Oh my god. I'm in love with this. Oh, the color, be ready for it. Spellbound. Like, how can you even not get this? I know. The most stunning color, the most incredible base. And it's called Spellbound. Like, I just had to. And my mom, she's a horrible enabler. And she was like, you should get a sweater quantity of this, you know? It's gonna look incredible. And I was like, just please, please no. I think I would love a sweater in this, but I just bought this one skein. At first I wanted to knit myself a hat, but I think I would like to make a small maybe lace shawl for like mid-season, since this is for 45% silk, because I have all of these very big shawls, and they're actually very warm. I don't have anything that is like mid-season, something that you throw it on, and I think it's gonna be glorious in this color. So if you have any pattern suggestions for small like scarves, shawlettes that would give this lovely skein justice, please leave them in the comments. And this thing deserves to be close to your face and your neck, since it's so incredibly soft and luscious and beautiful and majestic, and I want everything in this color. I want to be this color so bad. Moving on, because I sound insane. Then I went to this booth of this lovely gentleman, also called Francesco. I'll leave all of his details below. And he works with wood, and he does mostly buttons, also like some spindles, skein holders. I remember 2 years ago I was really regretting not stopping by and getting some buttons, because at the time I was like, well, I don't have any cardigans in mind, so I would just be buying buttons for something that I haven't planned yet. But this year was like, you're gonna buy those buttons, so I did, and I bought this beautiful, I can't remember the name of this tree. I think it's called a yew tree in English. They're beautiful. They have this lovely red tinge to them, and I really love the concept of you know, handmade wooden buttons. So this is when Lala, this booth, came into the picture, because I thought, you know, with these types of button, I would love to have something that is a little bit more lighter and like a natural undyed wool. But I was just browsing around all of the booths, and what I found there is this Studio Donegal. It's soft Donegal, 100% merino wool, spun in Ireland. And as you can see, it's a natural, it's a more like a natural, I think it's undyed, but you have different color of wool that are spun together. So it's mostly like cream and gray. This yarn has some beautiful warm brown speckles that pair really nicely with these buttons that I bought. It's a woolen spun. The suggested needle is 4.5 and you have 190 meters per 100 grams. So it's actually like pretty hefty, and it's soft and airy. It's not gonna be itchy in any way, and I think it's gonna be very warm and cozy. I have 8 skeins, which I hope they're gonna be enough for like a traditional Aran cardigan with the cables and wooden buttons. Probably a v-neck maybe. I'm still trying to look at the right pattern for this, but let me know if you have any specific suggestions for cabled cardigans in like a worsted, yeah, definitely yes, worsted Aran weight. I will be definitely focusing on finishing the GoGo Dynamo shawls and making that project roundup video, and then who knows, am I gonna cast on this Aran cardigan? Am I gonna cast on the sycamore sweater with the Icelandic wool? I don't know. The world is full of surprises. I don't really have any more to say. My headache is getting worse. I need to go lay down, I think. Please let me know if you're in contact with any exorcist, because at this point, you know, it's probably a demon. I hope I'll feel better by the next one, and I hope you're feeling great and you're safe around, because it's not looking good, you know. But let's craft together and not think about the end of times. Bye.